are you missing? And we're missing on sports.
Yes.
What are we missing on sports?
Moving to the sports hotline, playing.
But don't seem to.
Karim Benzema, that's a big, sports and sexual scandal story in France. Karim Benzema is the most famous French and the most successful French football player. France is going to host in the next summer the European Championships. It's going to be a huge event. And this week, the president of the French Football Association said that Karim Benzema will not be part of the team as long as there are charges against him. There's a suspect against him that he blackmailed another player, Mathieu Valbuena, a player on the French national team. What happened? The story is that Valbuena had, a video of him and his spouse. And his sexual contact.
Yeah.
Now, this video got to other people. Those people are friends of Karim Benzema, and Karim Benzema told Valbuena, according to the charges, listen, man, pay them what they need, and they won't
release the video.
They won't release the video. Now, the French police are very, very
the world of football.
Yes, the French police are very adamant about pursuing, what exactly happened there. Now, Karim Benzema is a multi-millionaire who plays for Real Madrid, but he was raised in Marseille in a very poor neighborhood. He has a lot of friends
who are still poor.
That are still poor, or maybe rich, doing other things. And this is just a huge story in France. And relating to another French scandal is Michel Platini. We all know him, the legendary...
Even I do.
Yes. Everyone who grew up during the 80s knows Michel Platini. He was the president of UEFA in the last few years, which is the European Football Association. He wanted to run for the presidency of FIFA after all the corruption charges, but now UEFA told him, listen, you're also corrupt because you got this $1.5 million years and years ago from Sepp Blatter. Now, he says this is not true, but the ethics committee said that he could not run. And this is just a huge story because as he cannot run, the guy who's probably going to run and maybe win it is Prince Ali bin Hussein, the son of the late King Hussein from Jordan.
Yeah.
Yes, and he says, he will clear the world of football of all corruption.
Do we believe him?
I don't know. We shouldn't believe anyone in football. It's just... Everyone just say whatever
What's the status right now? Is Sepp Blatter still legally, or is he supposed to step down? Or
no, he's stepping down at the end of February. Yeah, but he's already suspended, so he's not actually. There's no president.
There is no head, right?
There is no head at the moment, and the football is a world. It's like a body without a head.
Yeah, it's a body without a head and with the narrative of a soap opera.
Yes. And many people actually follow football because of this soap opera, because many times the stories outside the football field are much
better than the game itself.
Much better than the game itself. This is part of the story, and we need to realize it.
And for that we have you. Okay, and moving along.
Yeah, moving along to another sad story in English football. We're talking Manchester United, maybe the most popular team in the world. Manchester United are still suffering from the absence of their legendary manager, Alex Ferguson, who left his post 2 years ago. Since this guy left, all that's happened in the club is just bad news. And while it happened, the club invested more than £200 million in new players, and every player they're bringing in just doesn't succeed. They brought a very famous coach a year and a half ago, Louis van Gaal, a Dutch coach who's always talking about his football and his philosophy and how he's going to do things. People call him the philosopher. But while he talks about philosophy, he just loses
game
after game. So
Maybe that's his philosophy.
Yeah, for some people, like Liverpool fans, this is not a bad thing at all.
You're gesturing to yourself, okay.
Where's Manchester on the charts now? How are they?
And the charts they're number 3 or number 4, but they're out of the big story of the week is that they're out of European competition. They're out of the Champions League. Now they lost to teams that are.
The teams that are, yeah.
That they lost to teams that are so much, poorer than them. Teams from Germany and Holland. Just a huge story.
What does Louis van Gaal have to say for himself about that?
Louis van Gaal, he just doesn't, he's ran out of excuses, and
I think we have a reaction from. Let's listen.
At the moment, I cannot defend myself because we are out of the Champions League, and every word what I say is a wrong word. I think. You have seen that when you see the facts, we were further in the Capital One's Cup. We were qualified for the Champions League group. We have played all these matches, and we are still in a very good position in the league. So the facts are saying that we are better as last year.
You know the saying, when you need to explain yourself, you're in a bad position. So what all he's doing is trying to explain what's happening.
Well, philosophize it or
yeah,
rationalize
and
it,
let's
yeah.
move to the teams that actually did succeed and advanced to the round of 16 in the Champions League. And we're talking the biggest competition in world football, European football. So let's talk about a great matchup. It's Arsenal against Barcelona. Barcelona are the current champions, and they're going to play Arsenal in the draws. You know, people in London say that it's very, very brutal because Arsenal are doing great this year. They're really improving, but they'll be meeting Barcelona in the round of 16, and then they have no chance. So it's another year of basically failure in Arsenal, which is the biggest club of Northern London, also a very rich club, but doesn't have the means to compete against the Barcelona with Leo Messi, Luis Suarez, and Neymar. And talking about those three guys is that, you know, I was just asked a few days ago in a poll of who's the world's greatest player this year. Name three guys. And I just named those three guys from this one team. And this is just something incredible. We're talking Leo Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. First Argentinian, second from Uruguay, third from Brazil.
Right.
Now, they're all playing in Europe. They're all making millions and millions of dollars each year, but they all grew up in very, very poor surroundings in South America. And maybe we don't have those great European footballers so much as we used to because, you know, because it's an economic situation.
Right.
If you don't grow up in the streets and if you don't play 10 hours a day, and if you
And
just
that's
go
your
on
life, and it's the only thing
and
you
it's
do.
the only thing
Yeah.
that you know, and if you go on your Facebook and computer games and all that, you won't be as
You
great
won't be
as
as
you
good
could
as you
be
are.
growing in the streets.
No. Yeah, I mean, that's such a hard, decision to make, have the money and not play well. But yes, a conundrum that we can philosophize about. Thank you, Yoav Borovic, and of course, Ami Kaufman. That was it, I-24 News Morning Edition. Tune in tomorrow for another one to start your day.